Night owls, college students, road trippers, and late shift workers are all familiar with the miracle of the 24-hour restaurant. And we found the best of the best across the country to make that midnight decision-making easier.
Steaks cooked medium rare.
Can I get my steak cooked just
That wasn't no question.
The Market on Main in Birmingham, Alabama is nestled inside the city's children's hospital. Considered part deli, part cafe, and part convenience store, this establishment has hot and iced caffeine options, snacks aplenty, and grab-and-go sandwiches. But it'll also make sandwiches and salads to order. In particular, patrons note the excellent service and say the freshly made sandwiches, whether hot or cold, are fantastic.
Lois! Coffee! We need coffee!
If you find yourself in Anchorage, Alaska, looking for a late-night pick-me-up, head to Boom Coffee. Boom's more than a typical coffee house. It also serves specialty drinks like a Reese's Frappe, flavored Italian sodas, and a wide selection of energy drinks. Not to mention quick bites like pastries, oatmeal, and a breakfast burrito. The Five and Diner in Phoenix, Arizona has been serving up 50s nostalgia since 1989. Happy customers appreciate the diner's sandwiches, and one Yelp reviewer called its Cadillac meatloaf the best meatloaf around. With a wide array of comfort food options, including takeout, hit up the Five and Diner the next time you need a quick bite before hitting the road.
Stop up here. So stop, I'm hungry.
Just off the I-49 in western Arkansas, you'll find Workman's Travel Center, a 24-hour truck stop. But this Rudy, Arkansas spot is also home to Ozark Mountain Grill, which serves American fare all day and all night. Many online reviewers have called this spot a hidden gem, noting in particular the large portions and stellar barbecue options, which include ribs, pulled pork, and smoked chicken. Also plenty of napkins for sopping up stray barbecue sauce and a quirky mannequin guy on a throne of horns at the entrance. Astro Family Restaurant takes its family name seriously. In fact, its motto is, "If it's not good enough to serve to mom, it's not good enough to serve to you." This spot serves family recipes going back generations, plus the always appreciated all-day breakfast. And it's not just the good food. Happy customers have also praised the Astro's quick, friendly service and good coffee. And on top of all that, the Astro was named an historic cultural monument in 2024. A popular late-night spot that caters to students from the U of Colorado, Boulder, University Hill Market in Deli offers 24/7 food options, perfect for late-night study sessions. Although at first glance, this spot looks like your standard convenience store, walk inside and you'll find a sandwich counter with everything from the classic grilled cheese to waffles, bagels, gyros, salads, hot and cold subs, and more. Newtown, Connecticut's family-owned Blue Colony Diner has been around since the 70s, and it shows in the restaurant's pleasantly vintage interior. Customers particularly note this spot's generous portions for great prices. The Blue Colony offers a wide selection of American, Greek, and Italian dinner fare, alongside impressive pastries, cakes, and pies, and some reviewers make this a regular road trip stop. Customers who frequent Delaware's Wilmington Diner, formerly known as the Marsh Road Diner, seem to particularly appreciate the large portions the diner serves up, even saying that they get 2 meals out of a dinner. The restaurant has an expansive menu with breakfast, sandwiches, burgers, and even seafood. Though the diner is open around the clock most days of the week, it does close from 9 p.m. Sundays to 6 a.m. Mondays.
I need food now!
Our next pick is one of the oldest eateries in Fort Lauderdale, having been around for over 70 years. The Floridian Diner's menu is, in a word, massive. It can satisfy whatever craving has you in its clutches in the middle of the night, whether you're in the mood for breakfast, sandwiches, hot dogs, burgers, or seafood. It even offers 5 different types of meatloaf, including Italian, Mexican, Spanish, or extra cheesy twists. Who knew there were 5 different types of meatloaf? Landmark Diner has a few 24-hour locations in the Atlanta, Georgia area, and customers have great things to say about the spot's old-school vibe. When it comes to the menu, customers particularly recommend the chicken gyro, with homemade tzatziki, chicken tenders, cheesecake, and cookie selections. Upscale Hawaii feeds Honolulu 24/7. Given that some Yelp reviewers note long wait times, showing up in the wee hours may be your best bet for a quick meal on the go. This spot boasts a 4-star rating, and online reviewers say the portion sizes are generous. Happy reviewers have mentioned the garlic ribeye, Terry burgers and fries, and fried Simon. If you're looking for an around-the-clock eatery in Boise, Idaho, California Mexican food is your best bet. Though reviews are mixed, customers generally enjoy the fish tacos and the churro ice cream. As a bonus, if you need to grab something quick, the spot also has a drive-thru. Located in Chicago, Illinois, Griddle 24 has a menu as long as your arm, and the pictures on its website make everything look positively scrumptious. Customers agree with this conclusion. One patron calls Griddle 24 probably the best late-night diner I've ever been to. Diners seem particularly impressed with the restaurant's breakfast menu, as well as the 4 Reuben sandwich choices, which include turkey and a corned beef pastrami combo. If you're looking for a 24-hour eatery in the vicinity of Indianapolis, Indiana, Leonardo's Mexican food may be your only option. Fortunately, you won't be settling when you choose to dine here. Customers not only love the quality of the food, but also the prices, portion sizes, salsa bar, and prompt service.
I'm in love.
Michelle on accounts payable?
No. It's whoever made this country fried steak.
You may have heard of Perkins American Food Company. The chain has locations all over the country. And if you've ever driven through Iowa in the middle of the night looking for a place to eat, you may have happened upon one of the 24-hour Perkins locations. These spots tend to get positive reviews from diners who praise the consistently great quality of the food. Think American comfort food and applaud the chain's friendly service. If you've ever been to Wichita, Kansas, you may have noticed that it's pretty devoid of 24-hour eateries, save for Rene's Mexican restaurant. Though reviews are pretty hit or miss, this spot has a huge menu, so we're pretty sure you could find something to your liking. Customers have had good things to say about the Colorado burrito, the carne asada tacos, and the supreme quesadilla. Not to be confused with the Texas chain, Burger Boy Diner in Louisville, Kentucky has only one location, and it's near the University of Louisville. In addition to the wide variety of burgers and sandwiches the diner serves, it also has breakfast, salad, soup, and dessert options. Online reviewers recommend diners try any cake that happens to be on display, and the loaded fries also come highly recommended.
Hi, it's me, Jesus. I so love the world that I created Melba's just for you.
Are you a fan of po' boys who just so happens to find yourself on a late-night jaunt around New Orleans, Louisiana?
I'm born and raised in an Iowa, baby, and our soul food is the real deal.
If so, we highly recommend you stop in at one of Melba's locations and treat yourself. The small chain has a great reputation thanks to an abundance of positive mentions in the press, and customers seem to agree. Check out the restaurant's online reviews and you'll find that its daiquiris are an unexpected favorite among patrons. And if you spill anything, there happens to be a 24-hour laundromat attached to the restaurant. Unless you've got something against fast food joints, it's a safe bet you've eaten at Burger King at least a couple times in your life. And if you're ever looking for an always open eatery in Maine, it may be your only available option. Why don't Mainers have more 24/7 eateries? We have no idea. Ask a Mainer. Glen Burnie, Maryland is home to a sweet little diner that's open 24 hours. The Honeybee Diner, called a local watering hole by one Yelp reviewer, is well regarded by customers for its yummy food and great service. Another reviewer even said they drive over 30 miles just to eat there. If you're ever in town, we recommend trying the restaurant's stellar waffles. Boston, Massachusetts' South Street Diner has been around since the 1940s. It originally catered to working-class people and their often wonky hours. And it's still open 24/7 to this day. One Yelp reviewer gave high praise to the restaurant's vegan chicken tenders, and the pancakes also seem to be a popular choice among patrons.
You need to try the hippie hash.
Natives of Ann Arbor, Michigan, especially U of Michigan students buried in their books late at night, have probably found themselves at the Fleetwood Diner at least once or twice. It's small, eccentric interior would be reason enough to pop in, and the diner's pretty decent online reviews seem to make this spot worth a visit. If you go, expect typical greasy spoon fare that's well priced for what you get. And like the man said, try the world-famous hippie hash browns with grilled vegetables, feta cheese, 2 eggs, toast, and if you're so inclined, meat or tempeh. Since 1960, Mickey's Diner by Willy in St. Paul, Minnesota has been proud to serve up fresh local food with its self-proclaimed pre-war recipes. Among the wide selection of typical diner food options, this spot serves breakfast all day, much to the delight of local customers. One Yelp reviewer even shared that Mickey's Diner by Willy served probably the best pancakes I've ever had.
You know what we should celebrate?
Whataburger on me.
We've previously lamented Whataburger's lack of hot sauce, but that's not enough to keep us from visiting one of the chain's 24-hour locations the next time we need a late-night bite in Mississippi. With several locations open 24/7 around the Magnolia State, it's a no-brainer stop for a quick meal on a nighttime road trip. Never been to Whataburger? On your first visit, try a classic burger with some of the chain's famed fancy ketchup. Town Topic Hamburgers has been a Kansas City, Missouri staple since it was founded in 1937. Some loyal locals claim to have grown up on its burgers.
It's a very good burger.
What makes it so good?
The fried onions and the meat.
Though the restaurant now has 3 locations around the city, only its Crossroads Art District location is open around the clock. But if you find yourself craving a late-night bite at Town Topic, be prepared to take your order to go. The dining room isn't open all night. Among the highest-rated selections on our list is Shellie's Country Café in Helena, Montana, whose slogan is, "Nothing fancy, just good food." Several online reviews mention the familial feel of the diner, which is a serious plus. After all, there's no place better for late-night eats than in the kitchen of a long-lost relative. In addition to the welcoming atmosphere, diners also note the generous portion sizes and good prices. And reviews regarding the quality of the food are overwhelmingly positive. Abelardo's Mexican Fresh has over a dozen locations in and around Omaha, Nebraska. But only a few spots are open 24/7, so make sure to check the location's hours before heading in. The chain has an extensive menu that includes such items as rice bowls and fruit drinks. Locals who are regulars are particularly impressed by the amount of food you receive for the price, though online reviews are somewhat mixed. Located inside the Venetian Resort in Las Vegas is Grand Lux Café, which we consider to be the best of the 24-hour eateries in Nevada. And its 4.5-star rating with over 7,000 Google reviews backs us up. Reviewers almost universally applaud the excellent service and the high quality of the food, which ranges from American to international-inspired dishes. Even diners that mention a long wait to be seated or for their food to arrive say that the wait was well worth it. The first location of the Red Arrow Diner opened in Manchester, New Hampshire in 1922. Since then, it's expanded to 4 locations around the Granite State, all of which are open around the clock, except for the Concord location, which is only open 24/7 on the weekends. Customers mention the consistently good quality of the food, with a few even saying that they consider the Red Arrow Diner to be the epitome of an American diner. New Jersey's Chit Chat Diner has locations in both West Orange and Hackensack, but only the latter is open 24 hours. So double-check your location before heading over to the restaurant in the early morning hours. Photos on the diner's website menu make all the food look simply delectable. And though reviewers mention that the place is packed on weekends, locals find themselves making repeat visits for the yummy food options.
Always slow roasted. Never nuked.
If you ever find yourself fiending for food at 2 a.m. in New Mexico, we have some good news. There's probably a Del Taco location open nearby. Yes, most New Mexico locations of the popular chain are open 24/7, which is good news for late-night Mexican food lovers. Never been to a Del Taco and need to order on the fly? Go with the national chain's widely loved fish taco or bean and cheese burrito, or try something off of Del Taco's value menu. New York's 24-hour eatery Coppelia, self-described as a Latin diner with a Cuban essence, opened in 2011 to serve food round the clock to hungry New Yorkers. A 4-star Yelp rating with over 1,000 reviews seems to confirm that this is a great late-night eatery. One local reviewer called this restaurant their go-to, citing their favorite dishes as the oxtail empanada, churrasco steak, and chicken and waffles. The quaint interior of Charlotte, North Carolina's Midnight Diner is enough to make us want to go there any hour of the day. So it's a pure bonus that this spot is open 24/7. Customer reviews back up this sentiment, with many praising the diner's cute, old-timey decor. If you find yourself there and are wondering what to get, many reviewers also say that the pancakes are delicious. Perched on the border between North Dakota and Minnesota, you'll find 2 Fryn Pan family restaurant locations open 24/7.
Howdy, ma'am. How you doing today?
Hot, and I don't mean the good kind. So what don't you want?
Though the service seems to be pretty hit or miss, customers generally report being satisfied with its home-style American meals, as long as your expectations aren't too high. But many reviews mention that you get a lot of food for what you pay. Founded in 1983, My Friend's Restaurant offers 24/7 service to locals in Cleveland, Ohio. Though we need to mention the restaurant's disclaimer that offerings may differ between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. Though it doesn't look like a bakery at first glance, several reviews mention the restaurant's fabulous must-try dessert selection. Think layer cakes, cheesecakes, and pies, with one happy diner even mentioning baklava. Also called out by customers are the restaurant's stellar service and its sandwich selections. Perry's Restaurant is your best bet for a 24-hour eatery in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It's nothing fancy to look at. In fact, one Yelp reviewer said, "You do not go to Perry's for the ambiance." But the food seems consistently delicious. Several reviewers echo the great meals and great prices, while other happy customers have been impressed by the restaurant's warm, homey service. 24-hour restaurants in Oregon are few and far between. But if you ever find yourself needing a late-night bite in Portland, you'll likely end up giving Tik Tok Restaurant Bar a try. Folks looking for a dive bar vibe seem generally satisfied, with one reviewer noting the spot's way with a heavy pour. Service, however, seems hit or miss, so you might not head there expecting to be treated like family. Founded in 1933, the Round-the-Clock Diner serves breakfast all day in York, Pennsylvania, where it currently has 2 locations open 24/7. Like other greasy spoon diner picks on this list, customers seem pretty satisfied with the quantity of food they received for the price. Online reviewers particularly recommend the restaurant's challah bread French toast. If you need to make a late-night food stop in Rhode Island, we hope you're near Providence, because the town's local IHOP is your only bet for around-the-clock eats in the whole state. If you've never hit up an IHOP, it's a pretty consistent pancake place that always serves up solid offerings, and the bottomless coffee pot can be a lifesaver. Reddit users native to Charleston, South Carolina, collectively agree that if you want a 24-hour eatery, you can't do better than Waffle House. This national chain was actually late chef, author, and television persona Anthony Bourdain's favorite 24-hour restaurant.
It never closes. It is always faithful, always there for you.
The Palmetto State boasts more than a few round-the-clock Waffle House locations. And if you've never been to the popular diner before, we recommend giving the pecan waffles a try. If you've ever scoured the streets for late-night eats in South Dakota, it's likely you've ended up disappointed, unless you found yourself at the single 24-hour location of Giliberto's Mexican Taco Shop. But don't think you'll be settling for middle-range Mexican food. The round-the-clock Giliberto's location has pretty great reviews on Yelp. Its carne asada dishes get consistently high marks, with one customer saying the carne asada fries measure up to their San Diego standards. National chain Huddle House has an abundance of Tennessee locations, but only its Jasper and Shelbyville spots are open 24/7. If you've never been to a Huddle House and don't know what to expect, one Reddit user described the experience aptly, saying, "Huddle House is Waffle House with a deep fryer." The no-frills Greasy Spoon Diner will consistently churn out decent meals, but don't expect anything fancy, which in our minds is perfect fare for the middle-of-the-night munchies. Our pick for the best 24-hour restaurant in Texas goes to Café Brazil, which has 5 locations open 24/7 in the Dallas area. Online reviews of the small chain's location on the North Central Expressway consistently mention the spot's bottomless coffee offering, which we love to see at a diner. Though reviews regarding service are mixed, it seems that weekends get undeniably busy, and that you should expect service to be a bit slow if the place is packed, which shouldn't be a problem if you go at nighttime. We've got good news for late-night Mexican food lovers who happen to find themselves in Utah. The state is rife with 24/7 Rancheritos locations all along Route 15. If you're not a Utah local and haven't been to the chain, expect generous portions of otherwise average quality Mexican food. Reviews mention the chain's breakfast burrito as being a particular standout. We were hoping to be able to avoid including McDonald's on this list, but the fast food staple is the only 24-hour restaurant open in Vermont, and is therefore by default the best available option when the 3 a.m. munchies hit. We're sure you already have a go-to McDonald's menu item or two, but if you need a kick of caffeine and want to try something new, we'd recommend giving the iced coffee milkshake a try.
I oftentimes eat by myself. By getting to know the countermen, I never ate alone.
Texas Tavern has been serving the citizens of Roanoke, Virginia, 24-hour eats since 1930. Known for its cheesy Western, a cheeseburger with an egg on it, this spot seems to be a popular local haunt.
Texas Tavern first opened its doors in 1930, and the downtown Roanoke Diner still has only 10 seats on the inside.
A quick glance at its menu showcases stunningly low prices, and online reviewers agree, with many applauding the good bang for your buck value of the restaurant. Food aside, customers also say that dining here feels like going back in time, making it a must visit the next time we find ourselves in Roanoke. Visit the Our Story page on the 5 Point Cafe's website, and you'll be regaled with a sweet, nearly century-old story of the cafe's humble beginnings in the Prohibition era. Locals are happy the place has made it to the 21st century, and online reviews note that it's nearly always busy, which is a pretty good sign in our book. Diners particularly mention the spot's amazing French toast and mimosa offerings.
I'd like a plain omelet, no potatoes, tomatoes instead, a cup of coffee, and toast.
Our pick for the best 24-hour eatery in West Virginia has 2 locations. One in the northern part of the state and one in the south, giving you a couple chances to try Omelet Shop if you're traveling along Route 77. Reviewers of the Beckley location compare the restaurant to Waffle House, but mention that it may be even better, which we consider to be the utmost high praise. If you stop in, do yourself a favor and try one of the restaurant's namesake omelets. It would be hard not to consider the Blackstone Family Restaurant Wisconsin's best 24-hour eatery, especially considering it's been in existence for over a century, since 1908 to be exact.
I have a lot of pride in the Blackstone because it's so old. It's historic in Green Bay.
Even more impressive than the restaurant's longevity are its great Yelp reviews. While one diner mentioned that the food is nothing fancy, it's still consistently good, greasy spoon food for a satisfying late-night meal. Wyoming residents seem very happy with Rodolfo's Mexican Grill as their local 24-hour eatery. Several patrons took to Yelp to note the authenticity of the grill's Mexican cuisine, with some California visitors saying the restaurant's Mexican food is as good as it is in their home state, where top-quality Mexican food abounds. In particular, customers seem to enjoy the California burrito, the breakfast burrito, and the lengua street tacos.